Yes, it does. I'm tired of this. Tired of this bullshit. It's been 7 years of the same. Tired of it.
What can you do now going forward to get it turned around?
Get our minds right and get ready to play Philadelphia.
You guys for tuning into another segment of the Sit Down with Malik Wright, presented by First Star Logistics. On this segment, I want to talk about the Washington Commanders. Their Pro Bowl, defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen, he was pissed. He's pissed after another loss. He said 7 years of the same BS over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And he's frustrated because the Washington Commanders continuously fall on their face time and time again. It continuously happens. I'm gonna read something to you, Daniel. 8-1, 7-10, 7-9. But that year finished first in the NFC East. 3-13, 7-9, 7-9, 8-7-1, 9-7, first in the NFC East. 4-12, 3-13. That is their record dating all the way back to 2013. That is what the Washington Commanders have done since 2013. It's, you think about it, through the coaching changes, through the ownership changes. There's one thing that the Washington Commanders have effectively done. They've established a culture. They've established a culture of losing.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah.
They can't keep a quarterback. They have yet to find a quarterback. The last time the Washington Commanders thought that they had a quarterback of the future, his name was RG3. Now I'm supposed to believe that a kid that couldn't win in college in Sam Howell is supposed to be the franchise's savior. And people are ready to throw out Ron Rivera. People are ready to throw out Eric Bieniemy. Listen, when you try to shift a culture, when you try to change a culture, it takes a bit. It takes a bit. It's going to take a bit for the Commanders to get a winning culture in place. Right now, they don't have it. And I could point to so many different factors because they have good players. They have a really damn good defensive line. They have a coordinator in Jack Del Rio, a former head coach. They've got Ron Rivera, who's won Coach of the Year. They've got Eric Bieniemy, who's won, 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs.
Yep.
So you have to ask yourself, what is holding this Commanders football team back? I genuinely think it's the culture that they've had in place, but I also think they need a real quarterback there. And I know that's an unpopular take, an unpopular opinion. I'm just not going to believe that a coach that I've seen coach teams to a Super Bowl, a coordinator that has been at the top of the league, an offensive coordinator who has been at the top of the league, all go to Washington and they just lose all their ability to effectively coach. It's almost like what people say about the Cleveland Browns. Quarterbacks is where quarterbacks go to die. It's where careers go to die. Sometimes teams, organizations just have a losing aura, a losing culture around them. The good thing about the Commanders is I think that they have the players in place to make wholesale changes. I felt what Jonathan Allen was saying. He's tired of it. It's what he's done throughout his entire career. Here's a guy that played for the University of Alabama. He's used to winning. He's used to winning. He's not used to this. A lot of their players that they have in place, Terry McLaurin, Ohio State, Chase Young, Ohio State, Jonathan Allen, Alabama, Daron Payne, Alabama, they're used to winning programs, winning culture. So when they come here, they expect it to be a little bit of a bump, or else you probably wouldn't have been able to be in a position to draft me if there wasn't going to be an uphill climb. But 4 or 5 years in, especially, you'd think that changes would have been made. I think the frustration part is Jonathan Allen, right? I think he knows, as well as the players know, they know Sam Howell's not the guy.
Yep.
But you got to stick by the guy, right? That's what he was saying, in my opinion, without saying it. 7 years, and I'm tired of this. 7 years he's been there, they haven't had a quarterback, a real quarterback. They haven't had someone that instilled belief in the defense to put together a stand-up offense. And it sucks because they have so much talent on the offensive side of the football, like Jahan Dotson, like a Brian Robinson Jr., who's from the University of Alabama. They have so much talent on the offensive side, and all they could put up against the New York Giants and Tyrod Taylor is a measly 7 points. Yeah, something needs to change in Washington. I just don't know if getting rid of Ron Rivera, because you have to ask yourself, if he's out, who's in?
Yeah.
If he's out, who's in? Who are you replacing him with? A former coach said, you can get rid of coaches all day, but at some point the players got to play. To me, Washington, I've been clamoring for a while. You guys need to get and invest in a true starting franchise quarterback of the future. Sell off all your assets to make it happen. This is the year to do it. I don't care if you got to do it via trade. I don't care if you got to do it via the draft. Something needs to change in Washington. Daniel, what say you?
So I think this is a beautiful thing. I love that this discussion's happening in the general public because it allows for actual analysis behind it to come out true. And the reason what I'm saying is everybody's calling for Ron Rivera's head. And everybody's saying, well, Jonathan Allen's pissed about the culture. Well, look at the difference between his standpoint and where the actual organization is. The organization was changing, right? Just 2 months ago, they got a new owner who everybody loves, right? Josh Harris, who's drunk on TV, everybody loves. And then you bring in Eric Bieniemy, who has shown to be a damn good coordinator so far. So what are the constants? You've got a new owner. He's going to stay. Eric Bieniemy, he's going to stay. Whether you guys like it or not, he's been good implementing new schemes. And yes, maybe he wasn't good last game, but those are the constants I look at. Then you look at Ron Rivera, who hasn't been great during his tenure there, but Jonathan Allen isn't blaming this on Bieniemy. He's not blaming this on, Sam Howell. He's not blaming this on Ron Rivera. He's blaming this on the organization, saying, I've been here for 7 years. Something needs to change. So the quarterback position, I'm with you. I think the quarterback position has to change because 7 points, you take how many sacks? The offensive line has also got to improve. So you've got to start brick by brick. And in my opinion, the quarterback position is such an influential thing that Ron Rivera is saying Sam Howell's the future. He's not. Sam Howell is not the future. If you want to change your organization, I promise you guys, Sam Howell is not an organizational changing quarterback. He's a fine quarterback. He may be the 30th best quarterback in the NFL. Hell, he may be the 25th best. I don't care. If you're the Washington Commanders right now in your organization, you need hope. You need something that's going to change. Get a young quarterback. Get something different. I'm with you. I think that's the first step. Not firing Ron Rivera. I think Ron Rivera can win with a young quarterback, a star. Get a new quarterback, then see what happens. Build the offensive line, then see what happens. Because you're building the pieces. You're slowly getting there. New owner, new offense coordinator. You're slowly getting there. Change the quarterback position. Build the offensive line. And you'll get there. But I'm with you. I think Sam Howell needs to not be their franchise quarterback because I don't think he's one.
And to be honest with you, when you have a quarterback in place that the players believe in,
Yeah,
that they play with a certain sense of confidence, man. You play with a certain sense of swagger. You know that guy has got our back, and no matter if we go down, he's going to bring us back. That's the type of confidence that these players have in said quarterback or whatever that quarterback might be, right? But the fact of the matter is, Sam Howell's not instilling that confidence in anybody. Nobody believes. Nobody thinks that if you get down by certain points, you guys may be able to come back. And I hate to be back on the guy because he isn't the problem with the culture of the Washington Commanders. This is an ongoing problem. But the fact of the matter is, what happens is if you don't make changes, those very good players that we just named, like the Terry McLaurins, like the Jonathan Allen, like the Deron Payne, those guys will then start to ask for their release. They will ask to be traded to a different team. And then what happens is you don't have anything to hang your hat on with some of those players. Then you're rebuilding things, not just from the quarterback standpoint, right? You're rebuilding things all along the defensive side of the ball, and you have to replace those star players. So to avoid getting in that situation or being in that situation, you need to make wholesale changes. You need to properly say, you know what, we need to get a quarterback in the future. Look at the Colts. The Colts did it for years after Andrew Luck. They didn't have a quarterback. They kept recycling quarterbacks in and out until they properly invested in the quarterback position. Now, I get it. Their guy's out right now, but they at least went out there and said, we're going to swing. We're going to draft Anthony Richardson and see what happens for us. Guess what? The beautiful thing for the Commanders is this is the year to get a quarterback if you are in need of one. Make it happen, Commanders. Let us know down in the comment section what you guys think is the solution for the Washington Commanders losing ways. Very curious to hear what you all think. If you like more video content like this, give this video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live. from the First Star Logistics Studio.